Now don't worry if you can't see this very well. I'm going to show you it from different angles. I'm going to show you it with an actual smartphone sitting on it. So don't worry if you can't see very well at the moment. It is a LunaBox Aluminium smartphone stand. Basically, just like the name suggests, is to sit a smartphone on. And the reasons that could be useful is sometimes people watch videos on their smartphone or tablet, and this can hold things relatively close, at least, to tablets, at least smaller tablet sizes. I'll go into it in a minute. But it's mostly for smartphones, so you might want to watch a YouTube video on there, you might not want to hold it in your hand, it's a nice stand for that. Or one reason this is really good is a lot of people do a lot of video chatting or video conferencing, or just recording vlogs or whatever, where you can sit this on there, position it how you want, and do your video conferencing or whatever it is, without holding it in your hand or without propping your phone up against any books or whatever it is you normally might do, whatever makeshift idea you have there. This will actually allow you to charge your phone or have it plugged in so it isn't running down while you're doing that, because there is a convenient hole in the back, and I'll show you that in a minute, where you can slip a cable through and then into the phone conveniently. You could also easily plug in your earphones while it's on this stand as well. And probably one of the coolest things about this is how high quality it is for the price. It is quite a budget price, but it isn't just some shoddy material, and it certainly isn't plastic. It's actually made of aerospace nanocrystalline metal, which is scratch resistant. And that is really, really good, because normally when you get these products like little stands and holders and various things like cases for your phones, normally they get scratches on it pretty quick, which is annoying, especially when you're looking after your product, your phone or whatever the product is. I look after stuff very well, and even with looking after things very carefully, you get occasional scratches on it. This is scratch resistant, and it's high quality aerospace nanocrystalline metal, which is so good. You'd expect to see that on more expensive products, not products at this price range. So that I was really, really impressed by. It supports smartphones or tablets up to from 4 inches up to 10 inches. So a lot of phones these days are either 4, 4.5 or 5-inch screens, and this will support those from 4 inches up to 10 inches, and 10 inches would be a pretty large phone. In fact, you're going into the realms there very much of tablets, because tablets are from about 7 inches up, and this will support 4 to 10 inch screens. And the reason they do that is, yeah, you might say, well, screens aren't really the important bit. What about the whole thing? Well, it's just done by screen size, just to sort of make things simple for people to sort of know, instead of listing every single model in the world that it supports, which would be pretty hard to do, because there might be some very small makes of phones that aren't really known by many people but would be compatible with this. So it's just to make things simple. It supports phones or tablets from 4 to 10 inches, and it can also hold weights of up to 100 ounces. So if your phone or tablet is 4 to 10 inches and is no more than 100 ounces in weight, it will be compatible with this, or it should be. I don't see any reason it wouldn't be. It also has non-slip pads on both the bottom to hold it onto the surface, such as your desk, without slipping around the desk when you're putting it on or moving the phone or pressing buttons or whatever. It has non-slip pads on the bottom, and as a bonus here, I'll see if I can point it out. Here, and here, and up here, and here, where the phone sits on the actual holder, on the stand here, it has pads there, and on the little feet, the little hooks here as well. So not only are there pads on the bottom to hold it onto the desk or table, it actually has on here where the phone is, so that helps prevent any scratching of the phone, and it helps also make sure the phone sits nice and firmly. So it has actually got anti-slip pads where you actually rest the phone, which is a nice bonus. Some stands might have them on the bottom, but won't necessarily have them on that little seat area where the phone sits. this has it in both locations, which I think is really good. And it is multi-angled, so you can position the angle how you like it, and you can sit your phone in either portrait or landscape. The product is 100 millimeters in height, 80 meters across, and 72 meters deep. So 35 to 60 degrees is the recommended angle to have it at, to make sure it's nice and stable. Your phone is at the most stable kind of position you're going to be able to get it at. You can have it in different positions, but the recommended is 35 to 60 degrees to be optimal. It comes with a lifetime of warranty, which is really, really good. That shows how high quality this is, because not all products have a lifetime warranty. That is how sure they are that this is going to be a good quality product, and it does look it, it does feel it, and it's made of aerospace metal, which is so good for a product at this kind of more what I would consider budget price range. It costs £13, it's £12.99 in the UK, yet it is quite a premium product. So you get a really premium smartphone stand at £13, which is really good. It comes in a few different colours. You can select from 3 different colours. This one, silver. So if you have an iPhone and it's a silver model iPhone, it's going to really blend in well with this, because the aluminium look does really look like an Apple product, like you'd expect to see on a Mac or an iPhone. So it really would blend in very well with a silver iPhone. There's also gold and rose gold. Some sellers may not have gold, but if you look around, you might be able to find it in silver, rose gold, or gold. And those are the 3 primary colours associated with the iPhones as well, and other phones of course. So if you have a gold iPhone or a rose gold iPhone or a silver iPhone, there is the 3 different colours to choose from to blend in with your phone. Or if you have another make in those colours, then you have plenty of option here. Silver looks really, really sharp. I obviously haven't tried personally all the colours. I only have this one, but this one at least really, really looks sharp, really elegant looking, very, very nice. In fact, you'd almost feel, if you just saw this and you didn't know, you'd almost say that this was an official Apple accessory. It has that really premium aluminium look, and it looks really sharp, really nice. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on camera, because I'm having to reach around behind the camera, but this will lift up and it will lift right up and it will lift all the way back. I'm not sure how well that showed up, like I say, on camera, because I'm using a 3-inch screen on the back of my camera, and sometimes things don't look quite right until I edit them, and when I see them on a bigger screen they look absolutely fine, and vice versa. So hopefully that looked alright. Now, you won't want it all the way back like that, but it shows that there's plenty of option. So you can have it right back in like that as well. So you can get it at the angle you want to sit your phone at. Okay, now I have it lifted right up straight in the air. That is to show you that there are slits here, little holes at the back. And that is so you can shove your charging cable, such as your lightning cable for the iPhones or a micro USB cable for other phones, through this hole here, or if it won't fit through there, this hole here. And then when you have the phone sitting on here, it can come through the hole and into the port on the bottom of your phone, so you can have it charging and the battery don't run down while you're video conferencing, video chatting, or whatever it is you're doing. That's really, really handy. Not sure how well it shows up on camera, but on the top here on the base it says LunaBox Limitless Creativity, so it is branded with their logo. So it's not one of those kind of wholesale items which loads of sellers get and then they sell themselves as their own thing. This actually is branded. It is branded by LunaBox. Here is looking at it from behind. You can see the holes there to slide a cable through. Then here on the bottom is the base with the non-slip pads. And you can see, I'm sure, there the non-slip pads here and on the hooks, so your phone don't slip easily. And then this here bends all the way to different angles, so you can position your phone how you like. Now I'll show you the phone on it very quickly, but this base, this stand, reminds me a lot of an aluminium iMacs stand, because if you know what those metal iMacs look like, not necessarily the older ones, the plastic ones, but the newer generation, the aluminium ones, they are basically a metal monitor on a stand, and the stand is shaped like this. That you have a metal base with a neck coming up with a hole for the power cord in the spine, and it almost looks exactly like this. This is almost just like the base of an iMac, the stand on an iMac, and it just really feels like a premium Apple product, yet it's not. It's a phone stand made for lots of different makes, lots of different models of phones, but it has that really premium iMac feel to it, and it does really look and feel just like the base of an iMac. It's really good. I could almost actually imagine putting a monitor on the front there and having a little mini iMac. Okay, now this is a 5-inch phone. It does look a little big on it, I must say. It does look slightly tall on the small stand, but it does fit, and it does fit fine. It's not sliding off because those anti-slip pads. It's not tipping over. It looks quite big, so you think it might be quite weighty, might tip, but no, it's made really well, this stand, so even larger phones. Now, I can't try big phones such as a iPhone 6s Plus size phone. I'm not even sure what size they are. Are they 5.5? I'm not sure. Anyway, this is a 5-inch phone. That's the important thing. This is a Android phone. It's a relatively cheap phone. It's not one of the big models, so I can't sort of say, oh, this is an iPhone or this is a Samsung Galaxy tested on it. But it is made by VK World. It's a VK World 800X Android phone. And it's 5 inches, so that's a 5-inch phone on there. You'd have a cable come through the back if you wanted it charging, or just not running down, not having the power run down while you're using it. The cord will come out the back and into the bottom here. And that is, of course, portrait mode, portrait kind of setting. We could turn it over, and I'm going to do that in just 1 second. It is stable. It's only moving around because I'm sitting this on a cloth, so the cloth is moving, but it's not moving. I can tell it feels very firm and in place. Plus, I've tried it on a regular desk anyway, and it is firm and it is in place. We can change position, and we can change it into landscape mode. Let's actually give that a try. Okay, let's just... Okay, there. So if we're kind of looking down at it a bit and wanted to tilt it so we could see it properly, we can tilt it there. So imagine we're standing up and looking down at it. Well, we could tilt it like this so it's facing up at us, which is really, really handy. Certainly in some uses that could be very handy. We could even have it like that. We can even have it tilted completely flat on its back and facing completely upwards. You're not going to want that very often, but if you need to, you can. Or we could have it like that, and that is pretty much facing straight forward. If you have it facing bent down any more than that, the phone will tip over because it's facing the ground. That is about as far as you can get it without it tipping, and that is pretty much front facing but slightly tilted downwards. So you can have it slightly tilted downwards even. Now let's have it in landscape mode. And there you go, that is the phone in landscape orientation. Now we can do exactly the same things as we could before. We can tilt it facing upwards if we're standing above it looking down and want it facing upwards a bit. We can have it facing, we can lift it all the way up and have it face it, flat on its back looking straight up to the sky. And you're not going to need it like that often, but you can if you want. And they say that using earphones or using a charging cable is for in portrait mode. There is no reason I can see that you can't do those things in landscape. You can still have it coming out the back and into the sides, and you can still plug in your earphones. So that is perhaps a little misprint on the box and on the product page. You can still use charging cables and earphones with your phone in landscape mode, so don't worry about that. So there we are. That is the LunaBox Aluminium stand for smartphones, and it is a really good. I really didn't expect this quality before it arrived in the post. I expected, well, I knew it's going to be metal because, yeah, if you don't pay much, you might even get a plastic one. Now, I knew this one wasn't going to be plastic. I knew it was going to be metal, but I thought it was going to be very bog standard metal and quite cheaply made, but it's not. It's aerospace metal, which is anti-scratch. It's scratch resistant, which I really didn't know before. I was told a bit more about this and I had it sent to me. It is actually made of aerospace nanocrystalline metal, which is scratch resistant, which is always handy when you have a metal product because they can scratch quite easily even if you look after them. So I could see if I left this on a desk or moved it around a lot, it might get little teeny scratches on it. Well, a product like this might, but this one shouldn't, and it hasn't so far. It is scratch resistant, high quality, really nice and stable with anti-slip pads, not just on the bottom but on the actual hook area where the phone sits, which is really, really good. It's really well thought out, high quality product, but at a budget price. It's £12 or £12.99. It's about £13 in the UK. So it's a nicely priced, high quality, premium smartphone stand, and I really, really do recommend it. It also comes in gold and rose gold to suit your taste. So thanks for watching. A link will be in the description to the product page. Please like and comment on this video, and if you could do me a huge favour and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as it just takes a few seconds and will help me out a lot. Also, if you're watching this as a review on the Amazon product page, please hit the helpful button. That will help me out a lot too. Thanks for watching.